420.
Welcome to Behind the Battle. This is Sports Jeopardy. We're going to try this again. We never posted the first one. We're going to try this one. I'm here with our defending champion, Landon Green. Landon, welcome back.
Oh, it's glad.
Landon, here's your scorecard.
I appreciate it.
You just cross it out when we answer the question so you don't call off something else. Okay.
Were we supposed to bring pens?
There you go. There you go. And there you are. Yeah, it was on the sheet. You're supposed to bring your own utensils. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Got something, Landon?
Thanks, Taylor.
Landon's got a pen.
I'm the defending champion. I have to be prepared.
I've got a pen as well. KJ, I'm sorry you're going to have to go
I have a battery.
without a pen.
Got it.
Ooh, good catch, KJ.
KJ's got a highlighter.
A little Cosmo action.
A highlight for the highlight.
Landon, since you are the defending champion, everyone's starting off with 0 points. You have the board.
Let's go.
Again, actually, let's go through our categories here real quick, Landon. First one is Bedlam. Those are all things Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, as you know, here at Oklahoma State. Second one is Gary. Those are the famous Garys of the world. Name changers. Those are athletes who have changed their name in some way. And our final category, I'm mad. Those are sports upsets.
Do we have to say I'm mad like that?
Yeah, you have to say, I'm mad for 200. And I just blew out the speakers. So, Landon, like I said, you got the board.
Let's go Gary for 200.
Gary for 200. Here's your question. This famous Gary shanked a field goal and in turn shanked the Minnesota Vikings Super Bowl hopes.
I know it, and I can't think of it right now. I can't think of his last name.
I just know I called Chris Gary John for that exact reason.
Maybe it's Gary Anderson.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Gary Anderson. Landon, you still got control of the board.
Let's keep it in Gary for 400.
This Gary played for years for the Seattle Supersonics, and
Who is Gary Payton?
Gary Payton, that's plus 400 for KJ. KJ, you got control of the board with 400 points. Let's take a quick break. Come down here to KJ. KJ, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
You're the sports anchor for Bullet Broadcast. Tell us a little bit about that.
I am indeed. I've been doing it for a semester now, about to graduate in May 12th, actually. But I'm actually honored and pleased that I was invited to join Alexis, Salem, and the rest of the crew at Bullet Broadcast and get to hang around folks like you guys all the time. So
also, great that he got invited here today. You got the control of the board, KJ. Let us know where we're going.
Let's keep it in the Garys and knock them out. So let's go Gary for 600.
Gary for 600. This Gary's fame is in Fort Worth, Texas. This is awkward. Maybe Gary Patterson, TCU's
the coach.
Football coach.
I was going to say Patterson.
KJ, you still got control of the board with 400 points. You're in the lead.
You know, let's go with name changers for 400.
Name changers for 400. Let's jump around here. This is the name of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Milwaukee. Landon Green.
Who is Lou Alcindor?
Lou Alcindor, you got 400 points, Landon. Tying up with KJ. And now you have control of the board.
Let's go Gary for 1,000.
Gary for 1,000. This Gary hosts Match of the Day in England, a highlight show of weekend soccer. You're going to earn your 1,000 here. I'm assuming none of you know that is Gary Lineker.
Golly.
Gary Lineker. Landon, you got control of the board. Let's talk about you for a second. You're the executive producer of Border Battle. Talk about that a little bit.
It's pretty fun. Get to tell you guys how and when to say things and get to get on CNN from time to time and let them pick how I do my show.
Absolutely. KJ, I believe, was looking at my script there as I was talking to you. Landon, you still got control of the board. We have 800 left in the Garys, otherwise somewhere else.
Let's go ahead and knock out Gary.
All right, Gary for 800. Here it is. This Gary baseball player recently retired and was known for his unique batting stance where he waved the bat back and forth. This unique
Sounds like a lot of baseball players who...
How much you have? 400?
This is for 800.
Put you
Sounds like he's buzzing in right there.
Me too.
Oh.
Who is Gary Sheffield?
Gary Sheffield, that's
Wow.
800 points. Put Landon up to 1,200. We've knocked out the Garys.
I'm bad at this. I need to retire.
Alexis hasn't buzzed in yet. KJ's got 400. Landon's got 800. We're about a third of the way through the game, so we're going to take a quick break and hear from our friends at Border Battle, which is who hosts this show.
Against Kansas in that win, 12 threes made. Against OU, 9 threes made. Against Baylor, both times they played them, 5 threes.
Falling into this role, I kind of like it. Just any chance I get to throw for this team, I go out there and help them out in any way possible. I love to do that for them.
Is it disappointing for this team to know that they could potentially, if given the opportunity, have success in March, but the thing is it's looking less and less like they're actually going to get there?
I mean, you're dealing with right now, the premier softball program in the nation in Oklahoma.
Welcome back into Studio 318. Here's the Behind the Battle podcast. That was a great commercial from Border Battle, Landon. I'm sure your graphics team is super excited about that.
Yeah, you know, they get it out there, and we've just recently received word from one of the professors saying that they would like to enter that into a competition. So shout out to our graphics team over at Border Battle.
Interesting thing here, we have the scoreboard, which will pop up as you're watching this. We don't have it right here, but you have 1,200. KJ's got 400. Landon, that means you got control of the board here.
Let's go Bedlam for 600.
Bedlam for 6.
About Oklahoma. Oh, dear God.
This unusual result for a football game happened in front of a 50,000-person crowd in Stillwater back in 1992. It's an unusual result for a football game. Alexis was in first.
What is Oklahoma State beat OU?
Oh, wow, that is salt all over the place. That's incorrect, so we'll knock you down 600. KJ, what is that?
What is Oklahoma State or Oklahoma A&M and Oklahoma tying in a football game?
It was Oklahoma State, but yes, they tied in the ball game. We'll give it to you. That's plus 600 for KJ. It was a tie, 15-15 in that ball game back in 1992. KJ now has 1,000 to Landon's 1,200. Alexis, you have negative 600.
As always.
That's all right, though. That's all right. We might have a generous donor give you some points at the end of the game. KJ, you're controlling the board.
Let's hop around to I'm mad for 400.
He didn't say it correctly.
I'm sorry, we don't have I'm mad. We have I'm mad! And you said for 400, so this team beat a 38-0 team in the Final Four. Landon was in first.
No, he wasn't.
Who is the Wisconsin Badgers?
We'll give it to Alexis because I feel bad for her Kentucky team. I was throwing shade at her. We'll give it to.
Who is Frank the Tank?
It was a close buzz in between you two. You can sacrifice a few points for Alexis now with negative 200. Tell us where we're going.
We're going, I'm mad. Great. Really mad.
That's great.
600.
You're really good at saying that. 600, a loss in 1974 to Notre Dame ended a winning streak of this many games for UCLA.
UConn just broke their record.
What is 89?
False. They were going for their 89th game. It was an 88-game winning streak. That's going to cost you 600 points. Put you down to 600. If any of you would like to wager, this is also a daily double. You can wager up to all of your points, or for Alexis, 1,000 points because you have negative points. If you can tell me what the score of that game was. If any of you would like to wager your points. No? All right, it was 71-70. Notre Dame beat
I was thinking that.
UCLA. We'll head down to the other end here. Alexis, we just saw Bullet Broadcast put out a show. You were hosting it. Talk about Bullet Broadcast.
Yeah, Bullet Broadcast is great. We are right now the only 5-day newscast that OSU has. Will it be here next semester? Stay tuned to find out.
Keeping the people coming back with the good teases. I really feel bad for screwing you out of those 400 points, Landon, because I do believe you were in before Alexis. But here we are. Let's go run down the scores here. Taylor, tell me if I'm wrong on any of these. Do we have KJ with 1,000?
I got KJ with 1,000.
KJ with 1,000. Landon with 600.
Yeah, Landon with 600.
And Alexis with negative 2.
I got negative 2 for Alexis.
There we go. My math skills aren't that bad.
Shout out to our scorekeeper.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here,
The
Taylor.
best scorekeeper in the game.
Thank you for being here. Absolutely. So I believe it is still Alexis's board because we just had an incorrect answer from everyone. So
We're going to go, I'm mad for 200, please.
for 200, the full name of this team is the only 16 seed to win the NCAA tournament. I need the full city and the mascot of this college that just a month ago knocked off Virginia.
I know the acronym. I don't know the name.
Landon.
University of Maryland, Baltimore Coast Retrievers.
University of Maryland, Baltimore County Retrievers.
Are they technically the
Hounds.
Golden Retrievers? Because I believe they are the Golden Retrievers.
That means you guys are both
We
wrong.
will do some research into that. I'm going to give it no points and no negative points to anyone, because I guess I don't know exactly if it is the Golden Retrievers. But we'll take a quick break here from Border Battle.
I have a
Again,
question. I have a question before we go to
Yes.
break. I'm going to interrupt. Is it technically Maryland, Baltimore County?
It is Baltimore County.
So
Landon was for sure wrong, because he said Baltimore Coast. We're going to take a quick break and Google it and see if you're right or wrong, and we'll figure it out from there. We'll take a quick break. You'll hear from Border Battle right now.
Against Kansas in that win, 12 threes made. Against OU, 9 threes made. Against Baylor, both times they played them, 5 threes.
Falling into this role, I kind of like it. Just any chance I get to throw for this team and go out there and help them out in any way possible, I love to do that for them.
Is it disappointing for this team to know that they could potentially, if given the opportunity, have success in March, but the thing is it's looking less and less like they're actually going to get there?
I mean, you're dealing with one of, right now, the premier softball program in the nation in Oklahoma.
Welcome back into Studio 318. We just did some investigative reporting there. That's what we've learned training our skills to do. Landon, you got that wrong. Unfortunately, you're down to 400 now. KJ, you were right. It's just the Retrievers, not Golden Retrievers. So you're up to 1,200 points. Alexis, you still got negative 200. But
Could be worse.
don't worry. You are still very much in this game. Plenty of game to play yet. KJ, you got the board.
let's go name changes for 600, sir.
Name changers for 6. This is the second name of a former Bengals wide receiver who once did. Alexis, first in.
Chad Ochocinco.
Chad Ochocinco is correct. Give yourself 600 and you're back in the positives with 400 points, tied up with Landon now.
Go Pokes.
Go Pokes.
Go Pokes.
By the way, the full question was who once did a Lambeau leap? He once Lambeau leaped
He did.
at Lambeau
How
Field.
does that make you
How'd
feel?
that go for him?
I was at the game.
Oh, were you?
I was at the game watching it. Bengals won that game. Packers recovered an onside kick and turned the ball over.
Did you know he attended Langston University here in Langston for a second?
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Then he went to Oregon State. How did the Lambeau leap go for him?
He found a little section of Bengal fans, caught him and pulled him up. So it was a successful Lambeau leap.
Well,
for Chad
congratulations to
Ochocinco.
him.
Alexis, you got the board, and now you're tied for second.
Name changes for 800, please.
Name changers for 8. This was the former name of a player who made his fame in part for his role in a brawl. Alexis.
Who is Ron Artest?
Ron Artest, give yourself 800 points. Alexis now up tied for first, just like that, 1,200 points. My math's still on? My math is still on. Alexis, you own the board.
Name changes for 1,000.
Name changers for 1,000. This name didn't change in spelling, but rather how you say it as part of this man's Heisman Trophy campaign. Landon.
Who is Joe Theismann?
Joe Theismann. What? I'll give you an extra 200 points if you tell me what his old name pronunciation was.
Do I lose points?
No.
Was it Theismann?
It was Theismann. We'll give Landon 1,200 points there for that answer. 200 for the Theismann extra credit part. So Landon, you are now up to 1,600. You two tied in second with 1,200. Landon, you got the board.
Let's go to I'm mad for 1,000.
I love it. I love it. This coach led the number 8 seed Warriors to beat the number 1 seed Mavericks just 2 years after Dallas fired him.
Who was Mark Jackson?
False.
Woo! That
is
hurts.
Minus 1,000
That
points, and it hurts. Anyone else?
That one's tough.
Meep, it was Don Nelson.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I couldn't think of any of the Dallas people. I could only think of Avery Johnson at the time.
Landon
He now
still
coaches
in the
for
lead,
Alabama.
Still have control. Let's go
Dang,
over
that
the
hurts.
scores here for a second. KJ down to 200. Alexis, you have 1,200. And Landon running away with it here, 1,600. But we know that can change in a hurry. Landon, you got the board.
Let's finish out. I'm mad for 800.
800. UMBC isn't the only team to have a huge upset win against Virginia. This team beat the number 10 ranked Cavs in 1982.
Who is Chaminade?
Chaminade is the answer. Chaminade.
Wow.
That was part of what made the Maui Invitational great, because Chaminade always invited to that tournament, much in part because of this big win. That takes care of that page, so we'll throw that away. Landon, running away with it, man, here. What's my score update? 24 for Landon, 12 for Alexis, 200 for KJ. Still plenty to go here. We have 4 left in the Bedlam category, and then name changers for 200 left.
Let's knock out name changers for 200.
Let's do it. This is the original name of Muhammad Ali. KJ.
Who is Cassius Clay?
Cassius Clay, give yourself 200 points.
I surely will.
400 for... Where are we going in Bedlam now, KJ? You got 400 points.
Let's just, we're going to go big. Let's go Bedlam for 1,000.
Bob Stoops' OU team scored this many points in his Bedlam coaching debut. Here's a hint. They beat the living snot out of Oklahoma State.
When do they not beat Oklahoma State?
Fair question. I'm assuming no one's going to answer it.
Can I answer now that you crossed off?
Yes, and no penalty, but you can't get it right.
86.
44 points. 44-7 was the final score of that one. Not very pretty.
I was going to say 44-10, but
yeah,
I'm disappointed in myself.
Yeah, so you got 24-12. You're still in it. KJ, you got to make a little bit of a push here. You have 400 points.
Let's go Bedlam for 400.
400. This player stole the ball in 2016-2017 and hit a shot to rip the hearts out of Sooner basketball fans everywhere. In a basketball game, Bedlam basketball game.
In 2016?
2016. Which would have been the season before this season, in case you were wondering.
I understand. Was it a home or away game?
I cannot disclose the information. Would you also like to know what his first name was?
I'll be sure.
I'm going to have a 5-second countdown here. 4, 3, 2. It was Phil Forte. He really stole it and shot it in one motion. Really didn't even touch the ground. It was one of the greatest players.
This was the game at OU.
Sure.
He floated. He floated into that shot.
I mean, he really did, Landon. Great analysis.
Flashbacks of Reggie Miller.
Let's go ahead.
AJ, you're still not out of this. You can still get it. You have 400 points. You need to get to 1,200 to have a chance to catch Landon. Well, I suppose not really if Landon bets all his points, but
Let's go Bedlam 200.
okay. This player returned a punt to force overtime. Give you 200 points.
Who is Tyreek Hill in the 2014 game down in Norman when OSU won in overtime by a score of, they won by 2 or 3.
This is what happens when you're from Oklahoma. You know this stuff.
Should we take away 100 points for an unnecessarily long answer? I'm just wondering.
I vote
Give
yes.
yourself 200 points. You're up to 600 points. 800 points left. This is the last category, last question, pardon me, on the board.
There is
Bedlam
no
for
questions on the board.
Bedlam
There's
for
Bedlam for
800 is still out there.
I don't know why you crossed it off.
Yeah, we have 800.
Go for it.
OSU has won this many basketball Bedlam games in the past 5 seasons. The past 5 seasons, Oklahoma State, I will give you 15 seconds. What?
This is a question. Does this include Big 12 championship tournaments?
This is in the last 2 seasons, or last 5 seasons, Bedlam wins.
Does this include Big 12 championships?
Why are we having this conversation?
Do you know the answer or not?
I mean, it depends on if it includes.
Well, I'm not from Oklahoma, so I don't know. Landon knows like he knows, so.
If you get it wrong, all I'm saying is you back down into the negatives.
Exactly. But if it includes the champion, or if it, it's a lose-lose.
I will give you a chance, no risk, for 400 points, half the value, if you'd like to take a guess. No risk. Just for you, KJ. Just
Oh,
a
just for me?
thing.
Does this still include the Big 12 championship?
I'm not.
Can we take this offer off the table? Because he clearly is not going to
You know what? Take it. Take the offer. I don't care.
All right. I had 4.
Thank you.
All came in the past 2 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Was that including the Big 12 championship?
That
Go
was.
Pokes.
Wow.
Including-
Go Pokes.
Yes, just 4 of them. The season series were swept by OU for the other things. So that takes care of the regular season. Again, I don't have a Final Jeopardy question prepared, so I got to think of that while you hear from Border Battle once again.
Against Kansas in that win, 12 threes made. Against OU, 9 threes made. Against Baylor, both times they played them, 5 threes.
Falling into this role, I kind of like it. Just any chance I get to throw for this team and go out there and help them out in any way possible. I love to do that for them.
Is it disappointing for this team to know that they could potentially, if given the opportunity, have success in March, but the thing is it's looking less and less like they're actually going to get there?
I mean, you're dealing with right now, the premier softball program in the nation in Oklahoma.
Welcome back into Studio 318. Here is Final Jeopardy! We'll go through our contestant scores. Alexis, an After Effects graphic is going to pop up showing that you have 1,200 points.
And that is done in After Effects, folks.
KJ right there, 1,000 points. And Landon, 2,400. Look at that. Unbelievable stuff. I'd like to thank our graphics team for working hard behind the scenes. Your Final Jeopardy category was National Championships. And you guys all placed your wagers, correct?
Correct.
You will have about 30 seconds to figure out which college won both the men's and women's soccer national championships this year. They swept both of them. Men's and women's soccer national championships. Good luck. Three, two, one. Welcome back into Studio 318. We're going to start with our lowest score down here with KJ. KJ, how much did you wager here?
Well, with today being a national holiday, I went on and wagered 420.
Who'd you pick? Who'd you pick, KJ? Who'd you pick? Hold up the paper. And right now an After Effects thing is going to tell you that he picked Duke, and he's incorrect.
Reason being because I know Duke is good at lacrosse, which has nothing to do with soccer. But
good reasoning there. You lose 420 points and are now out of the running, I'm just going to say. Alexis, how many did you wager?
600.
$600, and you picked?
Stanford.
Stanford is correct. Oh, my God.
what?
She didn't pull out her phone. Stanford is correct. You have 1,800 points.
1,200 plus 600.
You have 1,800 points, and we're over to Landon Green. What did you wager?
I wagered nothing.
Oh.
I told you not to do that.
And how much? Who did you pick?
I picked the UNC Tar Heels.
You were incorrect, but by virtue of dominating the regular game, Landon, you are our double back-to-back champions. A lot of people aren't going to be happy.
Baby dad, man. Shout out, Lady
Dad.
Did you just guess?
No,
Alexis,
I know Stanford's really
take
good.
us through the process.
Well, I know I watch a lot of ESPN and SportsCenter. I just remember Stanford's women's team is really good at soccer. And that's the only college team that I've really known to be good. So I like your philosophy.
Honestly, why I went North Carolina.
Men's team also very good. Those are also two good men's and women's programs. Don't be ashamed. Duke is also very good for both programs, but you lost. I would like to invite Alexis back to our next show because she did get the final Jeopardy question right, and in any other scenario probably would have won.
Yep.
She probably should have been a little more confident with her points. We'd be in overtime right now. But Landon Green, our big winner, two-time champion,
Landon.
he's starting to rack up the dollar amounts. Congratulations to KJ. Thanks for joining us. Alexis as well from the Bullet broadcast. Thanks to Taylor coming by and making sure that
Thanks,
I'm
Taylor.
adding good enough.
I have a
All
question.
These three,
I
congratulations.
have a question.
Landon Green, appreciate you.
I have a
This is
question.
Behind the Battle with Sports Jeopardy,
I have a
presented
question.
by Landon Green, Chris Notch, somewhere behind the scenes, and Jordan King. I'm your host.
I still have a question, sir.
What?
You said you'd like to welcome Alexis back,
You didn't get the final Jeopardy question right.
so I don't get to come back?
Well, I'm saying any other time, we normally just let the winners come back. Alexis actually got it right this time. So in any other time, she'd generally get to come back, but some savvy play by Landon here was allowed him to be the champion.
He beat the system.
So I just don't get to come back.
Well, you might get to come back, submit another application. By the way, if you're watching this and are in the Stillwater area in the next 2 weeks and want to maybe be on Sports Jeopardy, Ricky Fowler, if you're in town, I'm not really sure, but
Hashtag get Ricky.
Hashtag get Ricky.
if you're
Use it.
in the Stillwater area, if you're a student watching this and would like to participate in the next Sports Jeopardy, send your email to jordan.king10@oklahoma.okstate.edu. jordan.king10@okstate.edu.
Do we have a border battle?
We do have a board battle one, but I don't look at that at all. So if people sent it there, they'd probably get lost. So if you want to be on it, send an email to that. We'll put you up for consideration, maybe get you in for a tryout. And for these great people, Landon, congratulations
Thanks, sir.
for the 8th time.
Thank you again.
I'm Jordan King. Sports Jeopardy, Behind the Battle.